ultimate rush. Nothing that comes close to it. Not even sex.
We are the ex-president.
Total commitment. It's a real thin line between life and death.
I'm not a crook.
It's not tragic to die doing what you love. If you want the ultimate, you gotta be willing to pay the ultimate price.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and please don't forget to vote.
You want to nail the bank robbers and be a big hero? Definitely. The ex-presidents are surfers.
You're trying to tell me the FBI is going to pay me to learn to surf?
Fear causes hesitation. Hesitation will cause your worst fears to come true.
We'll take you to the edge. Past.
This is going to be a great day, Johnny.
The taxpayers would like it, Utah, if they knew that they were paying a federal agent to surf and pick up girls.
Babes.
Big one.
The correct term is babes, sir.
Adios, amigos. 100% pure adrenaline. Neither one of you has anything even remotely interesting to tell me.
Caught my first tube this morning, sir.
Come with us now, if you dare, down a rickety staircase into a dank, dark basement. What awaits? The Saturday Night Freak Show.
Welcome back, ladies and germs, to the Saturday Night Freak Show podcast that happens every Saturday right here on the dial, wherever you found us on the internet. My name is Colin, and I'm your host. I'm surrounded by a bunch of internet radio superstars, including
Tom.
Sean.
Travis.
Brent, brah.
Bra.
Hey, man. Hey, dude.
Hey, brah.
And tonight, I suppose we should take an editorial pause to say that the countdown has begun, that Tom is leaving the Freak Show shortly.
Yes.
The countdown has begun. Isn't it like, I expect to be like, yeah, the countdown has begun for what?
Yes. Brent, this is where you cut in the final countdown for about 20 minutes.
Okay. He's accepted a position far, far away from here and is going to be leaving us soon. So next week is probably going to be his last Freak Show pick. Not his last show, but his last pick. And we don't know what it is. We're waiting to find out what it is.
At the end of the show.
Yeah. No, I'll probably keep it a surprise. You'll
a total surprise?
Wow.
You do that? But I thought the idea was the audience to watch the movie, and then, like...
Total surprise.
Total surprise.
So just watch everything out there.
Yeah.
Go back, review every episode, find out what Tom likes, and just go watch those movies.
Yeah, you'll be able to figure it out.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I may come back and do guest appearances.
Well, sure.
We hope you do.
So.
Over phones, can we Skype it? Skype it? Can we Skype
I still think you should record your wrap-ups.
Record the wrap-ups. Just watch this movie. Send in a wrap-up.
Yeah.
Well, I can respond on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So. Have like an editorial.
Yeah.
There you go.
So what was your pick, Brent?
Yeah, Brent picked tonight's movie.
We watched Point Break, bro.
Oh.
From the year...
Oh, shit.
86?
1991.
It was 91.
Directed by
86.
Katheryn Bigelow.
Dun, dun, dun.
And it is Point Break, not Point Break. I've been pronouncing it wrong for most of my life.
What? Point Break, not Point Break?
Right. There's a thing.
Well, what do you mean?
Point Break, not Point Break?
Point Break.
Right.
Is the difference between Spider-Man and Spider-Man?
Yes.
Spider-Man,
Basically.
Spider-Man, Point Break and Point Break.
Yes. There's a difference.
Is there? Point Break.
We're going to leave that up in the air.
Trust me. No, I'm not the only one.
I'm not following you.
It's just how you, like, it's like how you...
Because they're talking about the waves. It's a point break.
It's a point break.
Not point break.
It's not point break. It's a point break.
That's the only times we can say point break.
You guys laugh, but this is the point.
It's like if you say starfish instead of saying starfish. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know.
Wrong emphasis.
But it's not like Caribbean and Caribbean. I mean...
Well, no, it's not like that. That's a tomato thing.
It's where the emphasis is on which word.
Yeah.
Point Break.
So...
Yeah.
This
Point Break
is my first time seeing this movie.
Oh, really? What'd you think?
I don't like it. It's been touted as like
You're
one of the.
crazy.
It's just been like maybe the hype was too much. Like
Probably.
I mean, it's kind of amazing that I've lasted this long without seeing it, but it's because it's.
Jesus!
Oh,
It's because it stars Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze, which is like. I mean, right there, I'm like, why would I see that? Like, even as a kid, I'm like, why? I'm not gonna see it. Patrick Swayze and
like
fucking
a national treasure.
No,
Patrick Swayze.
yes.
I don't like Patrick Swayze.
Thank you.
The
I don't know.
lion mane of hair.
Oh, it's perfectly feathered.
It is perfect.
I
Beautiful.
just
It's
never,
luxurious.
Nice
I just
head of hair.
never like. I mean, I never got into it. I didn't care about Patrick Swayze. I definitely don't care about Keanu Reeves, except for in his prime role as Ted Theodore Logan.
Well, there's a little bit of that in this performance.
Well, yeah, but that's just in
That's
him,
every
right?
performance, yeah.
He has to try not to act like that. Like, I'm acting. I sound normal. You know, this is what a normal man sounds like.
Yeah, but you get a
I'm
bonus.
going to whisper loudly.
Bra.
That's what a man sounds like.
There's a lot of
normal
bra in this movie.
Yeah.
Surfer.
You're never gonna get it, bro.
I caught my first tube this morning.
This is your wake-up call.
Yeah, man.
I am an FBI agent.
In Devil's Advocate, he sounds like, we're destined to lose, Dad. We're destined to lose.
Has there ever been a parody of that? I am an FBI agent.
No, I don't know.
There should be.
I've seen a parody of the shooting.
Oh, sure. Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz. That's right.
The guy, Nick Frost patterns himself.
Is it hot fuzz or is it hot fuzz?
Hot Fuzz.
Sean's flicking me.
Well, I just thought it was more. I've always heard that this is the best bank robber movie, but dude, it is more teaching Keanu Reeves how to surf than it is. I think there's 2 bank robbery scenes.
There are.
The 2.
There's 2 that bookend the movie.
Really good though.
They're not that great. I guess after like heat and shit like that, I just
and
feel
the
like
focus of the movie is like all about like the bank robbers and catching them, and they're always talking about bank. I mean, it's always there.
Dude, the focus of the movie is the rush, man.
Well, the focus of the movie, it's like, this is why, I don't know if this was like intentional. I wonder what it was like when it came out. Well, you said the trailer shows you that Patrick Swayze is part of the gang or whatever, right? Like the trailer spoiled that?
Yeah.
Because watching this movie, it was just like,
it's built to make you think.
Yeah, it's like a weak attempt to make you feel like these dudes that like attack Keanu Reeves for smashing into the board, like, these are the guys, man. These are the, we're going after them. It's just like, I don't know. It's just like,
Which
it leaves you cold.
is those guys, or 2 of them are Red Hot Chili Peppers.
And what's
2 of them were?
No, I think just
I only
one.
recognize one.
Anthony.
The other one was in Flea.
Kiedis?
Yes, I thought
Anthony.
Yes.
Anthony Kiedis.
Just him.
Yeah.
I thought there was another one.
No,
I don't think
the
the
other
other
guy-
It's
guy.
not Flea,
The
but
other guy was
No.
Vincent Flynn, or Vincent, is it Vincent Flynn? He was the bad guy, like Berger or something, whatever the fuck the bad guy's name was in Cyborg. Was Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
Why I know this?
Well, he was a cyborg.
Yeah, because Flea's in Back to the Future, right?
Flea is like everything. Flea does more acting than whatever his name
What was
is.
the Charlie,
Flea was
the
in
Getaway, the Charlie Sheen movie?
Yeah,
where they're both in
Flea
it.
and Henry
Kiedis.
Rollins.
Well, no,
Yeah, Henry
Rollins is it, but Flea and Anthony they were the 2 guys in the truck. Trying to
remember.
we're
Was
gonna
it
be
the
fucking
Getaway or
heroes.
the Chase?
The Chase, maybe?
Oh shit, the
with,
Chase? I
Charlie
can't remember.
Charlie Sheen. Maybe
Yeah,
it was
it's
the
the
Chase.
Was it Charlie
The
Sheen in
Chase.
both of those? Or no?
Maybe. No, it was the Chase.
Getaway, the first one. Yeah. There's
Where, he gets burned in the neck with a lighter. He was a clown.
Oh.
At one point,
Kinda.
he takes
I
the
remember
one
the
guy's
chick
daughter
that,
hostage.
She's like
Yeah.
driving
With a Butterfinger.
Chick,
Right.
fucks him
Yep.
in the
That
car.
movie.
That's the Chase.
Kick him over to
I
me.
see that movie a lot,
Yeah.
actually. It's funny.
Yeah.
It is
I've seen
a
that
funny
movie.
movie.
It was on HBO a lot when
It
I
was,
like,
yes.
had HBO or whatever.
Yes.
I was just like, God damn, we're in this movie again?
This movie also was on HBO Live.
Was it?
It
Yeah.
was. It was a staple. It's like a summer.
It is a weird
It's a very
staple.
summery kind of movie.
It is.
It is. Very
Yeah.
similar.
It was Endless Summer. I mean, didn't Endless Summer come out like either before or after? I mean, the
came out
surfer,
after.
the surfer like documentary like type of whatever thing was kind of a big thing, right?
Yeah, because there was the Lords of Dogtown. Wasn't that like another one that was like...
That's a fucking skateboarding movie.
From
like 2006 or something.
Yeah, Endless Surfer. Summer, you're right.
Endless Summer 1 and 2. And
there is some fantastic surfing photography in this movie.
Yeah. Remember the movie
There's no
Airheads?
Blue Crush, sir.
Oh, God.
No Blue Crush. Oh, boy.
So I don't know. I was very underwhelmed just because I guess there was so much hype. Like, this was supposed to be the classic bank robbery movie.
We did
and I was
tell
just
him
like,
going in that, like, this is one of the most... There's, like, First Blood, Die Hard, and Point Break.
Dear Lord.
Well, but like this has been on every action film. Everybody that loves film always talks about this fucking movie. And I don't know. I mean, like I said, I hate everybody in this movie. I hate Gary Busey.
Gary Busey did good in this movie.
I know. This is
Gary
like Gary
Busey, though.
This is good Gary Busey.
Zone.
He is in the Busey zone. Always in the Busey zone.
He's on the edge.
Yeah, but he's good in this.
He's always on the edge.
He's good.
Yeah, I know. I think. Well, I remember seeing him at the time. I saw him on like Leno or something when he was promoting this.
Oh boy!
And he was like, or they're like, Leno was like, so what, what'd you think? And he's like, I saw this one the other night, and I usually don't see the movies that I'm in, but I saw this one and it was actually pretty good. I'm like, whoa. So Busey chose to watch this film.
He usually doesn't do that. I saw this, I mean, it might have been a year ago.
For the first time.
And I watched Top Gun in 3D, followed by Point Break. And I was like...
Action overload.
I was on like a high.
It's like testosterone.
Did you immediately grow a beard? Yeah. It was like... boom! It was... Oh, man. I was just like rocking. And so like when I got out, I'm like... Fucking Point Break is
awesome! You got a man boner from these.
But not without homosexual undertones.
I was going to say, like, both those movies, right? Point Break and Top Gun, have very homosexual.
Please pronounce them right.
Testosterone.
Yeah, well, I wasn't even tuning into that before, but this time for some reason, because you said something early, I started looking at it that way, and again, it like drifts away, and then at the end when they jump out of the plane together. And they land, and they're all like wrapped up in a sheet, and they're like, "Oh God, that was like, you're fucking crazy."
He calls them, "You are radical," or some shit like that. It was awesome.
You're radical, man.
You are a radical guy. I forget what he said, but he called him radical for sure.
You are a radical.
Yeah. You're a radical. You sure are a radical.
You're one radical son of a bitch.
And I hated that scene because so in that scene, you're supposed to kind of know that. Like, because the night before, Keanu Reeves chased him. That's when he was finally going to, like, bust him for being the ex-presidents or whatever. So then they're just like, he's a fucking fat man. It's like, we'll take care of him, man. Freedom and all this dumb shit. And then they show up at his house. They take him skydiving. And there's supposed to be this, like, feeling of Keanu Reeves, like, yeah, sure. Where are we going? Like they both know.
Who packed my suit?
Yeah, man. It's just like
maybe I'll take this other suit. If he is a cop, trust is earned.
He's the dumbest fucking cop in the world. It's like, sure, I'll wear the the fucking, I'll jump out the plane with the parachute you packed for me. It was just like,
the fact that this guy
gonna get it? Like
the fact that he would go with them, like at that point, like so they dumb. Know, they've seen each other.
It's one of those things where, like, the impression I got was like, I mean, obviously they're trying to hurry him up and get him out so he can't grab any of his actual shit. He has to go, otherwise.
Well, they're kidnapping Lori Petty.
Well, yeah, he doesn't know that. But he doesn't. Well, Rosie's doing that. He doesn't know that, but they are. I mean, if he just says no, I'm not going, they would force him to go.
Yeah, but they created some sort of a bond during that chase too, because Keanu Reeves has the chance to shoot him, and he doesn't. He looks into his eyes.
Yeah,
there's something there that they share.
What's funny is
looks into Reagan's eyes.
Hold on a second.
I'm sorry. He has to blow his load into the.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. I gotta bring this up. I gotta bring this up too. What's the fucking clue that he knows that they're the gang? The guy like shows his ass, just like he did in the video at the beginning. A guy shows his ass.
Like, I know that asshole.
And then he and he.
You're ruining this movie.
I know, right?
He's destroying it, dude.
Is it that easy?
Hold on, Keanu Reeves meets fucking Lori Petty, and it's like, you gotta teach me what you do. You gotta teach me how to surf or whatever. Then he sees fucking Bodhi on the.
And if you notice, Lori Petty kind of looks like a dude too.
Well, yeah.
She's got short hair, no boobs.
She's always had short hair.
Yeah, she's
Or like a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah, I was going to say, though, Lori Petty is quite fetching in this movie, more so than any other movie that I've ever seen.
I don't know.
Probably more so.
With the shaved head and the...
Yeah, it doesn't do it.
Oh, come on. Well, she's never... I don't know. Her voice drives me out of my mind. It sounds like... I don't even know. It sounds like a real-life... Like Peppermint Patty from not Peppermint Patty, but a real life Patty mayonnaise.
Yeah,
she's just
basically.
Hey, like I don't know, like a Marge. If you met someone in real life that sounded like Marge Simpson, that'd be like Lori Petty.
Yes.
So I don't know.
You do know.
Well, the movie, it's one of those things that's like I've been watching, noticing this more and more often, but it's one of those movies that's obsessed with the idea of the mirror self or the double. Where you've got the one guy the two guys are basically the same guy. They're the same temperament. They're into the same, extreme adrenaline junkie, the pursuit of the adrenaline.
Who?
It's just you've got
Johnny Utah
is on Bodhi is lives with Outlaw. But that's like the whole thing is trying to draw the parallel between them. That's why
is this movie
Johnny
basically
Utah keeps on going through all this shit that Bodhi's like, come on, let's do this. Hey, let's rob a... it's like, it's not like he's unfit to do it. And, it's like there's some part of him, I think, that wants to and is very capable of doing this.
Well, and it all comes from, like, as soon as I surf, it's like, I never knew it could be like this.
You know what movie is like a remake of this movie? Fast and the Furious.
It is. Fast and the Furious totally ripped off the fucking plot.
But that's what you do, right? There's not 7 fucking point breaks or point breaks.
Because, in Fast and the Furious, even, it's not about the stealing or anything like that. It's about the rush of the car and about the adrenaline. And, the whole movie kind of centers around it. Patrick Swayze's... I think Patrick Swayze's character is a really interesting character, and the
philosophizing criminal.
He's he's the Zen surfer, and he's all about this inner self and finding the waves, and he has this thing.
I think it's kind of bullshit though. Doesn't Lori Petty even say that? That how the other guys buy into the shit or whatever the fuck, because he is kind of doing yeah, man, blah, 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 but everybody's just kind of because he doesn't give a fuck when any of his crew dies, really.
Well,
there's the one guy.
Yeah, he does, but it's as long as you die in pursuit of the ultimate, whatever, as long as you die doing what you love, they're on a terminal,
honorable,
kick. Yeah. And so that's what Lori Petty's like. You guys are fucking crazy.
Well,
and they're but it's pure as long as we go along with this,
For the ultimate rush, you have to pay the ultimate price.
He seemed like a cult leader to me. Yeah. Because really, all those guys, they wanted to do their own things, and then he'd always have some speech around the fucking campfire. Yeah. He was a fucking cult leader. Yeah. So that's why I don't buy into his
But he also has this anti-violence philosophy.
I don't think he does. He just has an he just has a I do what I want philosophy. If you do what you want, you live truly free. If you just do what you want. Because he doesn't mind killing people. He doesn't really care.
Well, I think he does, but he's just so... That, I guess, is the thing about the character that you're like, well, he's like, he hates violence. And I believe him when he says that. He's all like, peace, and we want to get this through, this pure spiritual energy.
He ninja kicks people.
But he
does what he has to do when
he is completely ruthless, And I guess that's the thing where it's like, how can you... hate violence. You figure you wouldn't practice.
That's the Zen shit. I think that's a bullshit character. I really do. I think he's a thief who just the adrenaline stuff he all likes, but I think the Zen spirituality that's shit. I think that's bullshit.
I think he
believes it wholeheartedly.
He believes it wholeheartedly. That character.
But can't he be a hypocrite character?
I think that's what
that is hypocritical.
That's what the movie is trying to show you at the end, that when that bank robbery goes sour and he's forced to
because he goes into the vault. He breaks his own rules.
He breaks his own rule. He takes it to the next step. He kidnaps, his ex-girlfriend, essentially. He's breaking his own rules, and he's a hypocrite to his Zen philosophy. And because he gives a speech about how we're living free and what we're doing is against the man, right? The corporate system, the corporate empire. I mean, that's his.
Oh, he has that fucking awful / awesome speech like, to those people, without souls that move along freeways in their metal coffins. We represent, like.
Yeah, but see, like, what's weird is like he gives that speech of like we represent the dead souls in the metal coffins. We represent them and their freedom. It's like.
Well, we're a symbol to them. We're a symbol to them that we're still free and uncaged.
You're not. They're not. They're not representing anybody but their own selfish ambitions. All they're doing is being a pack of gypsies that's in pursuit of the surfing lifestyle.
But it's the same thing they did. Okay, I'm sorry. This is the same thing they did in Fight Club, right? You get people through the idea that you're trapped in this thing, man. It's fucking blah, blah, blah. You gotta break free. But they really just use you to pull off their crimes, Well, even if they believe that, they might not. But still, they just use that. It's a good way to get a criminal to be like, yeah, man, I'll be like Robin Hood.
But I don't think they're trying to trick anybody. And I think that's like, you brought the thing of Fight Club. Like, they're not trying to trick the people following them into doing this to do that. They really believe it.
When they're robbing
other like-minded
people to do it
banks,
together.
They're just robbing the tills. They're not making off with a lot of money. They're only making off with basically enough money to buy plane tickets to fly around the world so that during the summer they live in LA, they rob a bunch of banks.
Go to Mexico or whatever, right? They follow the tide or something?
They follow the tide. And
they're only there for the summer?
Yep.
So they're kind of like a pack of gypsies.
Yeah, but I mean, it's even if they believe
goddamn Roma.
The idea that they're using this philosophy that makes them above the law. Like, why be a servant to the law if you can be its master? It's like right there, they're criminals. It's like even if they're saying we've got all this freedom and all this, you're a fucking criminal.
Yeah, if they, in order to be free, they have to break the laws that our society has put in place, and that's bullshit. Because everything that he's spouting becomes bullshit at that point, because it doesn't fit into like go off to the rainforest and live. If you want to do that, go hunt your own food, but you can't live in our society.
That's where I see you in 20 years.
Yeah,
Brent.
you can't.
Rainforest, building fires.
I will be there.
Building fires in the rainforest. Please stop, mister, please.
It's really tough.
Oh, God damn it, I'm free.
You can do that.
I just killed 150 species of spiders in this fire.
Yeah.
England.
Yeah, on my way over to England. Yeah.
But, I mean, I've always liked that, though. I've always liked that, because, I think that's what evil people do. Evil people always kind of like, they convince themselves of what they're doing is somehow freeing or somehow, like, bettering themselves. They're, trying to put themselves on some sort of a pedestal when really they're just,
Yeah, I think it's very possible that he is in such denial that he does believe what he's doing is making him free and is the way you should live life.
Yeah, because what if he's just a dumb fucking surfer, dude? It's not.
Right.
I mean, they're not necessarily geniuses. They just make sure they get out of there quick enough. I mean, that's all they do is they spend 90 seconds or whatever. They just get out of there quick. They just found it.
Busey says in my 22 years, they're the best.
They're the best. But it's because they're not greedy, I guess. They're just...
Yeah.
2.
Something really funny.
Utah. Give me 2.
Give me 2.
Give me 2.
2 meatball sandwiches.
I do like the. I like the bank robbery scenes the way they're done because they, they're the ex-presidents. So it's like one's Ronald Reagan, Jimmy Carter, Nixon.
Yeah, that's kind of a famous.
And LBJ, and like
there's a famous image, I guess.
Well, is that almost like a precursor to like the Dark Knight with the clown mask? I don't know.
No,
it's gotta be. Yeah. Oh yeah, well, for sure. I felt the exact. While I was watching this, I felt because they're like, get on the ground now. It was. They're super
comical. They're playing the role of their presidents. They're like, they're doing. Hey Nixon. Hey
the
Nancy.
One guy that can't do a whatever Lyndon Johnson.
Nobody knows Lyndon Johnson.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean they do good impersonations of Reagan.
Yeah, that was funny.
You know what I mean? And
I like how Patrick Swayze kept making sure to move the jaw or whoever to move the jaw of the Reagan mask just to make it look like the scenes where it's like let's rock and roll. Then it's like holy fuck, it looked like an MTV commercial.
That scene was awesome. Like I was like, how long is this like going to be a oneer? Like how long is this go on? Because it goes from the car into the bank and like. Up until
he jumps up on the thing, right?
All that happens, and then it gets to that one guy, and you hear Utah going like, "Get down on your knees, asshole!" And it cuts over to
sit on your fucking knees, man.
There's a lot of like kinetic camera work in this movie. I think that like even at the time, and I saw this in '91 in the theater, and I remember like the centerpiece being like the action centerpiece being like this 10-minute at least. I have to look it up and see how long it lasts, but this chase. That eventually goes. It starts when the ex-presidents come out of the bank, and there's a car chase that then becomes a foot chase, and then it's all this handheld camera, and it's that wobbly camera. And at the time, I didn't remember ever seeing that done before.
It's almost comical
you see it all the time now, but
it's almost comical because I was joking. It was kind of like they should be playing Ferris Bueller music in the background of this chase because it's like they're running through like houses and like
punting the dog.
They did. They punted a dog. Throw the dog.
Just weird
brilliant
stuff.
That's something you would not see today.
Keanu Reeves is kind of a dick in this movie. He's supposed to be an FBI agent. He's like not even like kind of undercover, so he's just like he like stumbles upon the group. That's like what makes me mad. Is he's a good FBI agent and he kind of stumbles upon the group by hanging out with them.
Well, the good FBI agent was Pappas, who actually had the leap when everybody else in the department's like, this is a stupid idea. The ex-presidents are surfers. He comes up with that, leap of logic that sets them on the course to like, okay, we're going to go find these people. Yeah, it's lucky that, he gets lessons from Lori Petty, and she happens to be Patrick Swayze's, but at least they do, if you hadn't seen the trailer, you might go with the idea that, they're not the bank robbers in this other group led by, War Child and Bunker and
War Child, Come on, War Child. You gotta have your cool
Arnold
fucking surfer name. Moondoggy and shit.
Yeah, I mean, and in it, like, he doesn't play like an undercover cop. He plays like himself, who was like an ex-quarterback, in college.
I thought that was cool, though, that like he was almost a pro quarterback, but injured his knee.
It was cool they recognized him.
Yeah, and that was because that was the moment right there when it was like, oh, look at it. It's like he's got to be sitting there going like, oh shit, like they actually know who I am, like all this stuff, and that's I think the thing that makes it personal. Like right there, that becomes a personal friendship other than like I'm trying to, just track these guys down and be like aloof.
Yeah, they have some sort of admiration for him outside of whatever.
Well, and specifically, Bodhi and Jenny, they're always testing each other. Bodhi, I think, more because, he watched this guy grow up with this football career, and now it's almost like when you idolize somebody. He's like, man, I watched you all the time, and now he's in this position where not just playing football on the beach, but in every aspect of their relationship, he can test him, and he also kind of pushes him to the limit.
Because he recognizes himself. He sees that instantly. He even says at some point, it's like, because you got it right there between your eyes. He sees that he's like him, just not as extreme.
You got sin, man.
This is like so a little far off base, but just go with me here. Think about how much this has in like relation to like Lost Boys. Think about the relationship between Keith or Sutherland, where it's the same, where he's always like, "Come on, Michael, come on." It is always like
join the gang.
There was something about the '80s and the early '90s that was about dudes pushing other dudes to be like, "You can be your best, man. Just push yourself. Let's go, Michael."
That's true. 80s gang epidemic.
I'm sad I didn't see the girl from RoboCop 2 except for in one scene. I was very sad. I've always loved her.
Was she? Oh, she was at the party.
She was at the party, and she was like, just kind of like rubbing like Patrick Swayze's back or some shit like that. That's
doing body shots.
Candy necklace.
I was like, oh man,
he's in the candy necklace.
Yeah,
she's wearing a candy necklace, and he's eating it off of her as we get introduced.
Well, that was the first
thing.
He
licked the salt off between her boobs, and we just didn't really get to see. It was coming up on the candy necklace.
Oh, that's probably
a shot of tequila and was doing the line.
Candy.
Yeah,
body shot.
I just wanted more of her. I always liked her. But she should have had Lori Petty's role, so I could have seen her ass.
But that's what I really, that's one of the things I really like about this movie is it's one of those movies that I go to when I think of like summer And it's also like a Los Angeles movie because
Was it L.A.?
Yeah, I like an LA movie. Oh, that's LA. Yeah, because they're running through. They're running through Santa Monica and Venice is where the big chase scene comes.
And they're
Santa Monica Airport.
What is it, Mulholland Drive or whatever? Where there's that shot where they find the burned out car.
Mulholland.
And you can see the lights of the city behind it.
Yes.
Don't they do that shot where it's
towards the end?
Goddamn canal or whatever.
Oh yeah, the spillaways or whatever from Terminator 2.
Yeah.
That's where you like.
That's where James Cameron's going. I like these.
Did we mention that James Cameron was an executive producer on this and ended up marrying Katheryn Bigelow
and divorcing her
and losing to her at the Oscars.
Yeah,
thank
for Linda Hamilton, right? Did he divorce her for Linda Hamilton, or
was
probably? Well, I
maybe not for, but she was first.
Like Amy. She was in Titanic. I can't remember what her last name is, but he's with her now. But I remember somewhere.
No, I thought he just divorced her like last year, right? I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure if I don't do much entertainment news, but it's like, God, I think I heard something about that on the news still.
Cameron's an adrenaline junkie. That's why it's like, it was just your idea, but that's what I heard. Like somebody, it was maybe Linda Hamilton or Katheryn Bigelow was like, life with Jim Cameron's like impossible. He wants to fucking get up in the middle of the morning and go fucking skydiving.
Let's go dive for the Titanic.
Like,
I love this movie I made. Let's do it for the next 7 years.
Yeah.
What?
It's a long time.
Which I guess is also cool that, for a movie, I mean, subtext aside, I think, it's a very testosterone-y, like macho action movie, and it's directed by a woman. Which, I mean,
that's like a lot of her movies are like that. Though. That's what's
her stuff. I mean, she did Near Dark. She did Blue Steel. She did K-19, The Widowmaker. She did
Hurt Locker.
Strange Days. Yeah, won the Oscar for Hurt Locker.
Yep.
And then Zero Dark 30, I think was her.
So, like, I mean, all of her movies are like action movies.
Yeah.
And
which is just, you don't see that many, I guess, like female action film directors.
You don't see that many female directors.
No, there's plenty, but they usually act. They usually
Penny
do, like,
no.
Nora Ephron.
No.
Yeah,
when was the last movie that you saw by the girl that did Juno?
She wrote.
Warshawski. Right?
Oh my God!
Now she's a girl, right?
Dude,
what's going on?
Come
No, that's not now a girl. I'm sorry, we're not going to get into this on air, but
5 minutes in the penalty box. Go.
No, that counts.
Having surgery does make a girl not no. Sorry,
that does
I'm
not
sorry.
count.
Wasn't Bridesmaids made by a? I can't.
No, that was like Anna McKay or.
No,
I think it was produced though.
It's the other dude. He did the.
I don't know. Females are more stars, right? You got Zoe Bell. You got like other action stars.
Well, what's her name? What's
usually don't make it.
From the Soderbergh movie.
Oh,
Haywire.
Oh, Gina Carano.
Yeah, but she's like, I mean, she is
she's done some
MMA
stuff.
though, right?
Yeah.
She's not necessarily actor.
But it's just weird that like that her sensibility. I mean, it's cool,
right?
Because it plays like a macho, like action.
Yes,
a muscular action thriller.
But it's also a bra love story.
Bra.
It is a bra.
It's a bra love story.
It's like a Hot Fuzz calls it. It's like he can't shoot him because he loves him so much. He has to shoot up in the air. Like
exactly. Yeah. That's so true.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, there's earlier in that chase scene. Pat Swayze does something where he's
you don't know him. Stop calling him Pat.
I don't think he likes that.
Roach has the option to shoot Johnny Utah, like right when they're coming out of the bank, and Swayze saves him from that. Right. And then at the end of the scene,
he saves
Utah.
But I thought because he had to have his insurance, though, right? He wouldn't kill him.
No,
they didn't know at that point.
They didn't know.
That was when they found out that he was agent. They come out of the bank and he's there. And Roach is like, I got him, and Swayze's like, no.
Because he already he mentions later that Roach is Roach is a machine, man.
That's Rosie.
That's Rosie.
Yeah.
Roach was played by the character actor James LeGros, who you may remember from a bunch of indie movies in the 1990s.
A lot of westerns, right?
That's a lot of other stuff.
And Rosie was in Oz or something?
Rosie was in Oz.
Yeah,
Weird Science, this TV show, and he's been in a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
Shit.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you just put put shorter hair on,
Right, shorter hair and take off the beard. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. But he always has like facial hair, right? Always some sort of whatever.
Something, but I don't know. I didn't recognize him until he was sitting at the fire. I'm like, damn, that's that guy.
Speaking of cast members, John C. McGinley is in this as the as the captain.
Yep.
He has an awesome line.
He's a good guy.
Awesome line.
Which one?
You're young, dumb, and full of cum.
That's like, I mean, I heard that in the military a lot. That's just one of those classic, like, fucking queers and steers.
And he's classic angry captain.
He was classic.
Classic angry captain.
I like rarely seen a movie where I'm like, holy fuck, this is like exactly the type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, God damn it, you too!
Yep.
How am I supposed to run this fucking with you doing that?
But he's got the vein popping out of his head.
He's good. Well, he was always good in Scrubs.
He was good in
fucking
Scrubs.
awesome
Is like being like pissed off. But in Scrubs, he did that angry, but with comedy.
Oh well, he was like a kind-hearted angry. He cared for the staff. It was just to make the staff like more strong and all that shit. He's like a fucking
got a heart.
actor.
Yeah,
he's a really good
actor.
Dude, the one line Gary Busey said in this movie that like cracked me up. I was like, what the fuck? When he's like, what he says something about like, I was doing shit here while you were popping zits on your funny face. I was like, what is this, a cable edit version?
Funny face, jerking off to Sears lingerie.
Yeah, it's just like.
So I want to know how much of that was ad lib, or that was just the
there's like 5 Gary Busey ad libs in this movie.
There are a lot.
Give it 2.
Funny face.
Two.
But he always had like these analogies that were like that one. You're like, what in the fuck? It's like, I was in Saigon where you were still scratching up your daddy's shorts, or like, what?
Scratching up your daddy's shorts, rubbing poop on your face, or something like that.
When you were still scratching up your daddy's shorts.
That kid had a weird childhood.
But yeah, he always did have well, you were doing this. I was doing this while you were doing this.
Right. Yeah.
That's how we're going to measure
The point is, he was doing it a long time.
We're going to, it's always...
And his physical comedy.
Oh, no, he said, I'm sorry.
Wait,
he said, like, while you were wiping your shit on your own face or something like that. That's what he said.
Something.
I mean, everything, like Gary Busey now couldn't do this, but he's jumping up on desks. He's doing flips off the diving board. He might be able to, but...
Oh, that
Gary
one
Busey.
scene where he
can insure him
gets
for a
up on that fucking desk and he's like fucking...
Yeah, exactly.
Gary
I mean, just
Busey.
watching him, he did a lot of stuff that I thought was, as an actor, kind of cool. You know, he was telling off Keanu Reeves at one point, and he like snaps at him or something.
Right. Go home.
Yeah, just go home. Just a lot of the choices that he made were like, it's like a living kind of performance. It's not.
It was
just like,
good.
I'm delivering the lines.
But I think he had to, because it's like, really? He didn't have much to do in this movie. So he like made himself as memorable as
But
he possibly
he
could.
got everything out. Like, he put everything into that. Like,
He
made it
he's
everything he could.
He's the
with
best
what he
actor
had.
in this movie. I mean,
that's fucking sad, but it's true.
Watching this movie again, like when I watched it the first time, I was like fucking high on testosterone. So I was like, this is so fucking great fucking movie. Watching it again, I'm like, man, Keanu Reeves' acting is fucking terrible.
It's Keanu Reeves.
Okay, so some of that, though, in defense, there were. Okay, so I don't know if they cut some of his lines, or to make him more like taciturn and the silent guy. But like the scene where he meets Patrick Swayze. Like, Patrick Swayze's asking him questions, and his response is just to, like, kind of look off into space. Or not in space, but, like, he doesn't say anything. He's often, he's standing there, and they're like, so you know what we're talking about, man. And Keanu Reeves just kind of, like, stands there.
You've just described Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, you just described his normal acting.
He does. He listens to people.
Maybe that's,
here's what the movie is.
Was that the character? I mean, was that the choice that he made? That's how I'm going to play him.
But I don't.
It was.
Might
He
not,
just makes that
but it
choice
might
in every
not be
movie.
his choice. I mean, yeah, we like to think like actors always bring their own thing to role, but that might not be the fucking case in every. It might be like the lines are this.
But I think this
How does it sound? Does it sound realistic? Hey, stop it.
Well, I
don't put your damn hands on me.
I mean, she probably hired Keanu Reeves because of his performance in Bill and Ted.
Well, I think what it is
he could probably play a surfer dude, and therefore
it's a soft breakout from that role with still having the surfer dude in there. But also, I don't think that, I mean, because we have the hindsight of all these years of Keanu Reeves, and his performances have not gotten any better.
At all.
It's
He's
all
the same guy.
You know, like those really shitty fucking romantic comedies, like that fucking weird time traveling romantic comedy.
Wait,
what?
Where you put they put shit in the mailbox.
Lake House
Lake
with
House.
Sandra Bullock.
Okay, yeah,
I've seen that one.
I can see that.
I've seen that one. Serial killer. Was it him versus James Spader?
Yes, him versus James Spader.
I saw it. He was like laughing, like.
You know the story behind that?
No.
Oh, there was
called The Watcher.
Yes, I think so.
Oh God, that movie sucks.
Actually, the one
like somebody else signed him up for that movie.
Really?
And he was contractually obligated. Like there was somebody signed a contract for him, and he
it was for like a
had to do
deal or something like that. Like something like that. Just
Somewhere
where it's like, dude, you got to make a fucking movie.
But he
for
didn't
us.
want to do it.
Oh, right.
But yeah.
Actually, I do like
The
his
Gift was
acting
okay.
performance in Devil's Advocate.
That was, really? You're destined to lose, Dad.
Rebuttal.
Here, rebuttal.
That drives me crazy, that movie. Just the way he's supposed, because isn't he supposed to be like a Southern lawyer?
Yeah.
Or something like that? Oh my God, he can't act. He just can't. Was Point Break?
Yeah, like
was
his
this
first
before?
adult role, I think.
Was this before Parenthood or after? This is after.
It's after Parenthood.
After Parenthood.
Parenthood's
Right?
like
Parenthood is
87,
still kind of Bill and Ted, but they let him have some like serious lines.
Well, Bill and Ted was 87, and River's Edge was 86. Bill and Ted. I want to say Bill and Ted 2 was like 90.
Bill and Ted 2 was like at least 92.
That would be after this.
Oh, for sure.
Wow.
Bill and Ted.
I want to say this is like the first time he played an adult.
Like an adult?
And an action.
An adult.
You know, they put him in an action role. Well, wait, he's 25 and he's a professional. I guess.
Yeah, he is a professional.
You know,
I think there's
top of his list.
There's two LA Keanu cop movies right now, and there needs to be a third one because you have Point Break, you have Speed.
Okay.
What's going to be the third one?
Dun dun.
Because I love both of those.
Are you sure he hasn't already made another?
He was good in Speed.
Wasn't there?
Well,
was he?
He's
something with Richard
was
Gere.
good in Speed.
Dependable.
He's as
He's not. I hate him every time.
Matrix. He doesn't really have to say anything. He's got like 5 lines for all 3 movies.
Yeah, he does.
He's good.
Where are we going?
I know kung fu.
Whoa.
Brah.
I did what you said.
Nice.
I don't.
Wait.
Mixing.
Horrible acting. Ruins my day.
No.
Ruins
Oh God, he was in Bram Stoker's Dracula.
That's right. He was in Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah, listen. What else has he been in? Because I haven't seen a lot of Keanu recently. Start at the top and go down.
Whatever that line.
Yeah, he doesn't even have an English accent, does he?
He was trying.
He's done some Shakespeare, some
Yeah, Much
Kenneth
Ado About
Branagh.
Nothing.
Yeah, Much Ado About Nothing.
Oh man,
What?
Johnny Mnemonic, he's fucking talking.
Isn't that much to do about nothing with Kenneth?
Oh, yeah, dude.
I don't
Walk in the
recall
clouds.
Denzel Washington?
Chain reaction.
Wasn't Denzel Washington in that?
I think
Which
so. Much Ado?
I don't recall
Denzel
him.
was in Much
Wasn't
Ado.
Denzel?
Yeah, that
I
was
don't
the one,
recall
yeah.
him in that.
Yeah, he was.
I remember the movie, but I don't
He was
recall
the
Keanu.
one pulling the strings behind the curtain and tried to run
Yeah, he was
away,
the
and then
bad
got
guy.
brought back later.
I don't really.
Yeah, he was the bad guy. Ended up being the bad guy.
It's been a few years, I guess.
Yeah. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be floored. We've seen Shakespeare.
I try to stay
Kenneth
away as much
Branagh
as possible.
Shakespeare, not Joss Whedon Shakespeare.
I've seen the Joss
I didn't
Whedon.
see
I haven't
that.
seen it.
It's good.
We're gonna talk
especially
about Much
if
Ado
you
About
are a
Nothing.
fan of the Angel.
Just Angel. Everybody from Angel's in it.
Yeah, but it wraps. I don't know.
Is Cordy in it?
No.
What the? What?
But Fred and
Who cares then?
Fred and what's the Wesley?
Fred and Wesley. Oh, it's them, the character.
There
Fred
you go.
and Wesley. Can I pretend now? Oh.
Yeah, I know. Heartbreaking.
Don't even
they
talk
get
about
together.
it. Don't
at the
even
end
talk
of,
about They
What
don't.
You Do
It's
About
not
Nothing.
her. Oh, okay. Don't ruin it.
Yeah.
Fucking 500 years later.
Yeah, it's 500 years old. Spoiler alert.
So, are we gonna wrap this? We got more to say about this? Do we feel more
I think
to
so.
need?
It feels like we haven't scratched the surface. of
Really?
Oh no, we're going.
I
This,
feel like-
this is
yeah, I
Days of
feel
Thunder right here.
The
This is
funny-
3 hours.
The funny face was. That's what I wanted to say. I was like, that's a cable edit.
Well, I have a question for you guys. I've always watched this film thinking
Naked.
that...
On your couch.
Drunk?
Oh wow!
It went dark. Really.
You wrote "thank you" on your ass and then watched the movie.
Well, no. Sadly.
He didn't say no.
I've always watched it with the idea being that the film actually ends as you see Patrick Swayze, as you see Bodhi and Rosie driving off.
That's the way it should
sunset.
End.
That's what it should end. And then you have this whole Australian, surfer scene where like all their hair is different, which that's fine. But I mean, it's just
I didn't think it was fun.
It's so outside of
it feels like a deleted scene.
the rest of the film.
It's like aired deleted scene.
And then you watch the credits, and Swayze's always top billed. Like, but in this movie, he doesn't get away with it. They even take his character and kind of destroy it by the end, depending on who you are,
It also ended wrongly, too. I mean, like, it
was gay. He'd be the worst cop in the world. We'd be like, we just sent you around the fucking world.
Right.
Just to let the guy die in a fucking title.
They have an awesome fight, and then he puts the handcuffs on him and he's got him, and it's like, the guy's like, oh, man.
Was that awesome fight?
I thought it was
there were roadhouse
Dude, it
kicks.
had some
There were roadhouse
roadhouse
kicks.
Just kicking.
Roadhouse.
He wasn't ripping throats.
We're watching Roadhouse. Somebody fucking take
No!
The Summer of Swayze.
Yes! Summer of Swayze
You guys
is
are
now.
making me watch every horrible movie I swear I would have never watched.
And the Summer of Swayze will end with
does end.
Dirty Dancing. Has to end.
That's why you guys like this fucking
still
movie. You guys are still jacking around
baby in the
Dirty
corner.
Dancing. You get to see him shirtless.
Patrick Swayze has made 2 movies that women like and 2 movies that guys like. That's amazing, right? Like he's got it.
Ghost. I think Leonardo DiCaprio has that.
I like
so
Ghost.
Brad Pitt.
I'm just gonna say that now.
Ghost.
Yeah,
but I
you
mean,
also have
it's a primarily romantic movie associated. Women who are.
Dude, as soon as I was like, wait a second, Whoopi
but then you got
Goldberg
Point
is
Break
kissing
and
her. I am fucking grossed out. I'm still grossed out.
Touch his face.
I'm just grossed out. No, they're supposed to kiss. They just go to Patrick Swayze kissing instead of like. The reality of this is fucking Whoopi Goldberg kissing her.
Tell me someone's made that scene.
Isn't that disgusting? I'm surprised.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, nowadays they film that.
But, okay, so the ending of this movie.
Yeah,
my God.
My question is, I mean, do you think that they tested this film and they were like, we can't let Keanu or Bodhi get away with it?
I think people like poetic endings. That's what it was. It was so poetic. Helicopters go, come on, man.
But it would have been
waited my whole life.
It
This
would
is
have
the
been more
50-year storm or whatever, right?
It would have been more poetic had you denied him that.
in the movie.
That wouldn't be
So
poetic.
I don't think it was tacked on.
It wouldn't be poetic. It would be punishment, which is what's deserved. If you're a fucking cop, you don't let the guy go and do what he's always. My whole life has been about this moment.
Even though it is like suicide, right? Because you know that the waves are too big.
And if you didn't know,
it's a monster
Keanu
storm.
tells you
Yeah, they tell you at the very beginning. Like, yeah, they're like
it's once
every fucking decade, twice every 100 years or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Once every 50 years or some shit.
That math works, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of like, so he's got Swayze, he's got handcuffed him, the cops are all there, so he's like, yep, I'm screwed, I can't do anything.
But maybe that's all he needs. Maybe he's like, I got him. Let him go.
What cop is that?
But he doesn't want to be a cop.
But he throws his badge away.
Well, wouldn't he also get arrested for that?
But he's obsessed as much as Swayze is.
Surfs every day.
Yeah, he has to get his man, and Swayze has to catch this fucking wave. And both of them technically, and this is why the movie. I guess
the man.
Yeah, I guess.
But he could have caught his man a million times, right?
On the screenplay level, they're like, well, we've finished off Keanu Reeves' arc because he caught him technically, and we finish off Bodhi's arc because he gets to go commit suicide.
But I call it. But if Keanu Reeves was really that character, I would call this bullshit. As soon as they go to pick him up he would have got his man. Because, I mean, he knows everything he needs to know. He would have gotten his man. If he just, yeah, sure, I'll go skydiving. Just because, whatever. Throw another extreme sport into this.
But, I mean, what could he do? Sports. He didn't have his gun. They don't have cell phones. Like, he's screwed.
How does he... But he did have his gun. He just, it was right there. It was right by his fucking hand.
He tried for it,
He just put his hand down next to it. Saw he didn't have it, looked down, dude. Patrick Swayze was coming back in the room, so he just doesn't grab it. He could have totally just taken it.
Well, you can't blame the plot point on the fact that Keanu Reeves can't reach for a fucking gun.
I'm just saying, if he was to get his man, he didn't need to go on that that's when I was just like, what?
But he got caught off guard.
They just wanted to show.
But he wasn't caught off guard because they, like I said, they were both talking to each other with that condescending, Oh yeah, where are we going? Oh, you'll find out, man. You'll find out.
I think that's what makes that scene work. Is that they both know what's going on, but they're talking in a way that like we don't know what's going on. Yeah. We're still buddies. It's like I know that you're the bank robber.
I know that you know that I know that you know.
That skydiving scene's really weird too because it's like it's like Keanu's probably a stunt.
Definitely.
And then
Swayze's the only one out there.
Swayze's like really out there.
I think he did that one scene jumping back. I did not think.
No, man.
The wide shots.
There's wide shots.
Yeah,
Swayze's skydiving.
He's out there doing dirty dancing moves in the sky, which is pretty fucking cool.
This is why he's a fucking national treasure.
I'm just saying, the stunt double of Keanu Reeves like fighting with him wasn't him. The Keanu Reeves stunt double coming in to fight him was not him.
Was that Keanu or was that?
No, that was them. Yeah, I mean that's
like he did ballet in the air. Sure. I'm not saying
the whole thing. I'm not saying the whole thing. I'm just saying in the shots.
I'm just making sure the audience understands that Patrick Swayze wasn't like his own stunt double in this fucking movie.
Okay,
He jumped out of a fucking plane once or twice, did some dance moves in the air, and like whatever.
Because he's a goddamn
collected his stunt check or whatever.
Swayze was probably also doing some kicking too, man. Swayze's a fucking
He'd already done Roadhouse, we know, because there's that when they're tailing him, he stopped off at Patrick's Roadhouse. Like,
yeah!
You think that was a callback? You think they did that soon?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Roadhouse is
too convenient.
Roadhouse is a phenomenon.
Patrick's Roadhouse, come on, it's too convenient.
That thing blew up. That guy was ripping
every
throats.
Guy's face.
Dalton was ripping throats.
The bear fell on me.
Ripping throats.
Yeah.
Ripping throats.
There's something
fucking kicking people in the head.
just sideways kicking. That's what men do in America. Sideways kicking.
Just ripping throats and fucking. Just leave it there.
Sideways kicking was the closest we got to like martial arts in like the late 80s. And
yeah, sideways kicking. Sideways kick. Karate chop. He does a lot of side kicking.
Side kicking.
Man.
It does.
A lot of sidekick.
It makes me want to watch like American Ninja because that's when you really look at like, oh my god, we like knew nothing about like martial arts fighting, or we were just making movies just because it's like what people like these like martial arts movies.
We like
this
doing
is how you
sidekick.
do action. Well, like look at things like Buffy, right, where the vampires like wake up and do martial arts, right? It's just like somehow, somewhere along the line, martial arts became like this is what action is.
This is how people.
You're not gonna sidekick. Not do a jump kick or a turn, whatever, a round kick, like all these like really simple things that
heretofore known as the Roadhouse kick.
The Roadhouse kick.
The Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Well, okay, we still have to mention the raid because that's pretty fucking awesome, right?
Wait, what?
The raid in the house?
Yeah,
the other
raid in the house.
Oh yeah,
it's all right.
As far as action goes,
yeah, it wasn't too
good
bad.
People getting shot.
There's some visceral shotgun blasts.
It reminds me a little bit of what True Detective was doing. You know, like this.
I haven't seen this.
It's just good to see.
Don't
I won't go.
Yeah,
I won't go any further.
I had to whip that out there.
It's just good to see like.
I don't know if you guys agree with that.
Gunfights.
No, I don't agree
people
with that.
like if people are gonna get shot. People need to get shot.
Right.
Like there's some
That's what I
squibs, there's some
that's
blood
all I got
going.
to say.
Like
There's
that.
naked women attacking, stabbing fuckers in the back.
Right.
People get fucking shot. It's
Keanu Reeves
visceral.
gets his ass kicked by a naked woman.
Yes.
I was actually the only thing I was like
Done.
when they were like fighting by the lawnmower that's on and it gets turned on its head, so it's like your Indiana Jones like whatever moment.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking when there's like leading the knife to it, it's like, aren't they thinking about where that's gonna go? When it like,
I like that there was.
I was thinking about that.
They're like or whatever. And I think did he have a cut on his
Yeah,
face?
he did.
remember.
But
But that's because Gary fucking Busey shoots the goddamn thing. It's like he's not thinking about Ricochet. What the fuck?
He shoots the engine.
Everybody's just gonna put shit into these whirling blades as much as they can.
Why is this guy? Why is he still mowing his lawn with this shootout going? Like
he can't hear it over the lawn.
Oh come on!
Well, he started the lawnmower. Yeah, you're right. He didn't.
Well, he just ran away when that shit happened, man, and that lawnmower was just
but he's still out there next to it. Like,
did he get knocked over by the fighters? They come out the window.
I think so, maybe. And he steps off like really quick, and they take a tumble and turn the lawnmower.
I imagine a Terminator situation where he's like listening to music and there's just shit going on in the background and he can't hear it.
I thought that whole thing,
right? Yeah,
that whole thing was really cool. I mean, like they're doing this raid on like this. I mean, it plays to me almost like a Sons of Anarchy moment or something like that. Like they're a biker gang, but they're a surfing club, but they've got whatever the drug dealers with.
They're roughnecks.
Yeah,
meth.
And they're breaking out all that. It was just like a really well executed, like tough action
Sizemore
scene.
Yeah.
Where Anthony, what's his name, the guy from Chili Peppers, shoots himself in the foot, which looks painful as hell.
Yeah, that looked pretty
good. When they tackle Sizemore, that was awesome. He like comes there, no, and the cop tackles him into this card table, and they fall against these cabinets.
Right,
I'm like,
bam!
Jesus Christ! That looks like he broke his fucking neck.
It looked like his fucking head hit
right,
the
cops like
looks like his face hit the couch. I mean, they're stunt people, so hey, I'm sure that's what they do. Get their head.
I'm sure they get hurt.
But I'm
sure
a
lot of people got hurt.
Just throw your bodies.
People got hurt.
Made you get paid for that. Just throw your body towards that.
Surfing.
Right.
Yeah. But I love that you don't do that anymore, except in like Asian action films like The Raid.
That's true.
Working on it.
Working. Talk about working on it. Didn't we already watch it?
Well, like this thing has, this consistent, it's like it's an action movie because it's got surfing action, which is really cool. When Johnny learns how to surf, I mean that's like
surfing action.
Yeah, that's
as action as surfing is going to get. Yeah, that's surfing action.
And then you've got football, sand football.
Yeah. Beach sports.
Yeah.
Come on, beach sports.
You even got a training montage.
I'm sick of that's right. This whole fucking movie's a training montage.
Yeah, the training montage with really shitty.
Oh my god, what is it? You got? Oh yeah, the guy didn't even want. It's supposed to be inspirational, but he's just like, you gotta feel it.
You gotta stay up.
I will not fall.
Yeah, I will not fall.
Will not fall.
Will not fall.
He's like,
I just went to look for a song title that said what the thing was about.
Yeah,
it was like it sounded like a heroin. So like, oh yeah, man.
It's 90s. Fuck, that was the night. This was my era, man.
I'm actually surprised the music was so shitty in this movie. I
expected a little bit more fucking. I kind of was promised rat.
So did I thought
Rat was at the end of it.
Bullshit.
It was nobody rides.
That's
for
what they
free
say.
by
Was
Rat.
Rat was at the end, but I was expecting more metal through this thing, and the music sucked.
I forgot that it wasn't. I thought about the Rat, but there was LA Guns, Concrete Blonde.
Yep.
There was some really shitty
Probably
even
some
like
PIO.
instrumental background music. It was like that one fight scene was like dun dun.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, he does. I'm sorry.
In the chase scene with the handycam chase, it was like the.
It was fucking awful.
Yeah,
the instrumental
I wish I would have seen this movie in the 90s.
Bad, man.
If I saw this movie as a kid, I'd be like, oh yeah. But no, I've seen too much at this point. Like the so-called surfing action scenes. I mean, they're just like the low shot, like through the fucking the way. I mean, you see it in commercials every day. It's like just like that's the only way to shoot.
It's still
a
an
surfer.
action. It's an action moment.
If they were shooting each other there, I'd be like, dude, this is an action surf scene. I can't fucking believe it.
It's action, and
I was hoping they were going to do that when they skydived. I was hoping that's when they were going to have their face off.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that
skydiving gun shoot. That'd be awesome.
No, right?
Not even necessarily a
Johnny Utah jumps out of a plane without a fucking parachute with a gun.
That's his testosterone right there.
But not only a shootout. It's just the idea that they were so condescending, like, oh, I know you know. But if they would have actually kind of like said something to when it's like, pull the shoot, man, I know, fuck you. If they would have just, I don't know, just to me that scene had to bit that they should have, because they do it anyway right after that scene. That they just, I gotta show you something, brah. Well, here's your girlfriend on the TV, man, a little insurance thing, blah 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 blah. You should have at least done that in a high, intense, like, we're falling.
Yeah,
right? That would have been cool.
Well, I think it was still like
saying.
he was just. That was the character
in the remake,
which is coming. Yeah, there is a remake that's being cast up now that has.
I'm actually excited.
Sports.
I do want to see this reworked a little bit. I do. I want to see it reworked a little bit.
You did see it.
I say bring back Gary Busey.
Well, I want to see it reworked better.
He's still alive. Bring him back.
Yeah.
It'll be good because we won't have the bra.
He can be the captain.
Brawl's not going to mean anything.
It could still be Keanu Reeves, too.
It could still be.
Could be. Oh, God. He better be the captain.
It can be.
No. You two cocks are like totally making things hard for me, man.
They have cast it, but I can't remember who.
It's like,
nobody's. It's not memorable, and it won't be.
Well,
that'll be like.
I don't know. Who knows? I don't think it will be either. It depends on who. I don't even know who's directing it.
Summer action movie, man.
I thought someone.
Some music video director, I'm guessing.
Isn't it what all like they don't make movies? That's why there's no dialogue in movies anymore. It's because
Bigelow
just make it look fucking pretty.
She's at the height of her game.
I'm sure she would. I did it and I did it well. Why do I need to do it again? What's the point of a remake?
It's over.
This movie is fucking awesome.
It's just because people have heard about
action movies of all time. Why do you need to redo it?
That's so weird.
Apparently,
I still think that's really weird.
I mean, with Travis being our test subject tonight,
I'm that guy.
You've seen it for the first time now. You have a different.
It could be because I hate surfer type dudes. It could be because I hate Swayze. I hate the entire cast of this movie. So it'd be like pick any great movie, pick any I don't know, pick a Shakespeare movie, and then put everyone you hate in that movie. No matter how awesome it is, you're like, oh, I hate this guy.
I think this is
fucking Will Ferrell's.
It's a film that rises above that.
Will Ferrell in it.
Yeah, I think the movie is better than the people that are in it.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we're saying that Keanu has a shitty performance, did that hurt your impression of the movie?
No.
But you've seen it way long ago, right?
Yeah.
When you were more so it's just somehow embedded.
Last year, so.
Yeah, but you're Tom.
Yeah, do you love this movie? Do you like this movie? Do you? Yeah, because it's like
I'll have to do it in my.
That's what I'm saying. It's like if I fucking suck, because this movie came out when I was like what did you say 91? So yeah, I would have been fucking 9 when this movie came out.
I was 5.
So I would have if I saw this movie when I was supposed to, I probably would love it. But I just didn't. So I've just seen way more past that. And I've seen, I don't know.
Well, they don't do the fucking yelling captain anymore because that's a cliche.
It's a cliche.
They do it for comedy now. I just watched 21 Jump Street. And it's like Ice Cube's in the black yelling captain. So well,
yeah,
there it is.
Yep.
Well, should we wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
We're wrapping up Point Break.
Wrap it up.
Point Break.
Yes, it starts with
Point Break.
Point Break. Point Break.
Point Break.
Point Break.
Point Break.
Dude, bro.
Point Break.
Point Break.
Point
Break.
Point Break.
Point Break.
That's what I'm fucking saying.
Wow. How many people did we just lose?
Point Break.
Just ripped them out of their ears. Fuck this.
Fuck you guys, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing, well, not the one thing, but American film does, the American action movie is like a genre of film, a genre of cinema that we do better than anybody else. I mean, there's been great strides, I think, made in other quarters of the world since, but at the time, it's like, I still think this holds up. I think this does hold up in my mind as one of the greatest action movies ever made. It's exciting, it's thrilling, it's visceral, it's muscular. It's a very and it's an atmospheric movie for surfing, skydiving, beach parties, beach house living. The nonstop party life of what I envision. It's the kind of, when I listened to Rat. Back when I, Rat. The lyrics and the music of Rat, they were like a Los Angeles band that they kind of conjured the same kind of imagery to me that this movie does. Which is weird, which is the way that they're in the credits. But
round and round.
Yeah, I just I love it. I think like I said, it's like there's First Blood, Die Hard. There's other ones that I'm missing, but I mean this goes down in like the top 20 action films of all time. I think
it is. It is I think IGN posted like their top list, and it was on one of those lists because I was like, I've seen all these movies except for Point Break and like Where Eagles Dare, and I'm like, so I gotta watch Point Break, and when I watch Point Break, I'm like, yeah. So it is on the list of must watch.
There you go. That's like 2 wrap-ups.
You recommend it?
Oh yeah, I recommend it. 100%.
All right. Well, So, like, I mean, I watched this. The first time I watched this was, like, the Top Gun. And it was like, wow, man, it's up here. So, like, I kind of recommend, like, doing that. That's the way to go. Like, you watch, like Top Gun followed by this, you'll be like...
Sorry, Tom. That song you were thinking of was Hanging with the Boys. Hanging with the Boys. Top Gun.
Is that Tina Marie?
It's got to be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Kenny Loggins. Oh, yeah. Jesus.
It was Kenny Loggins. Yeah.
Damn it, Loggins.
So, seeing this...
We're going to have a Kenny Loggins fight after this.
Seeing this movie again tonight, I kind of saw it, and it was a little bit... It went down on my list, actually. I mean, Keanu Reeves' performance is pretty bad. And the music, I think, lacks. Like, you know, like the acting is a little weak, and the music is
it's
bad.
The fucking 90s.
It needs some fucking license.
I actually want to say that, like, soundtracks in the 90s were some of the fucking best soundtracks out.
And this has
sucks.
fucking shit fucking music. It has shit fucking
you're
music.
Fucking crazy. On record, there you go.
Name 3 people in the soundtrack.
Concrete Blonde, LA Guns, Red.
You know it knows who they are.
You know, it has shit music. It could use better music. That being said, it's an awesome surfing movie. It's got awesome bank robbery. You know, Zen surfer Patrick Swayze is a bad guy doing a lot around his house kicks. That's pretty fucking cool. Keanu Reeves jumping out of a plane without a parachute. Fucking awesome.
Awesome.
I mean, if you haven't seen this movie, you need to check it out. It is a definite recommend. It's not like probably not the. I don't think it's like up there with like Colin.
Top 20.
No, it's not top 20. It's not top 20.
Of the worst movies ever. No,
it's not top 20. But you know, I tease Brent with his Midland '90s movies.
Jesus Christ! Right? Holy fuck!
This is not a Midland '90s movie. I cheers to you on
Isn't
that.
it?
Thank you.
I liked it. I recommend it.
Isn't this a mid? I mean,
well, he keeps saying Midland, but that means it's like a middle of the road 90s movie. This one is above Midland.
Above the Midland.
It's middling with no G on it.
This is
an apostrophe.
Better than Rain of Fire.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a bold statement.
That's a statement.
On the Rain of Fire scale.
I like this movie. I think it's. I don't think I hold it as in high regard as some of the Freak Show members, but it's still a very good action movie. I enjoy the characters. I really liked Busey in this movie. I think he did a very good job. I liked. Keanu was the only kind of weaker one for me. Like he's just being Keanu in the movie, which you know. All right, but definitely still a good action movie. Definitely still holds up. I still recommend it. Definitely.
I'm like disappointed. This is like one of those.
I think you got too much hype.
It's but it's almost like. But there's so many movies where I've had the same high hope, and I don't get let down because there's just so many movies from the '90s that's just like, dude, you got to see this, and it's like you're right. I should have seen it. This was great
in the '90s,
you know. But no, even like whatever, you know, like no matter what, if you see fucking Forrest Gump now, it's gonna be Forrest Gump, right? It's gonna be fucking great, right?
Yeah.
It has to be. And it's either I'm not a big enough fan of action, which I think I am, and I think this didn't have a lot of action. So that's why I feel a little let down. I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? Mostly it's a camera looking at people doing extreme sports. It's not action to me. It's just like, whoa, we're skydiving in tandem. Like, it was just like, whoa, that's amazing.
There wasn't a lot
I've never
of
seen
shootouts or stuff like that.
Well, there was some cool shootout. I mean, I think
it never
good bloody shootouts
moving.
Yeah,
some good bloody shootouts.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's definitely some adrenaline shit in this movie. I don't know. I just had such high hopes. Adrenaline. I just had high hopes, and and like I said, a majority of the times when you talk about the movies that are supposed to be the greatest. Usually you're not let down, you know? Like if they're like, go see Jaws or First Blood or
Die Hard.
You're not going to be let down. There's just no way you're going to be let down because they're great movies anyway. It's just the cast in this movie, I think, blows. It blows. It just sounds so stupid. I think Patrick Swayze is good in this movie. I think his character is even cool in this movie because regardless of you guys, I think that his character, whether his character was real or not, I still think his character was almost bullshit enough to the idea where it's like I didn't know where he was coming from. That's what interested me. It's like fuck, I don't know if I can believe this guy or not. He seems zen, but he's kind of not. And I don't know if we're looking at like an anti-hero type of character where, you know, the filmmakers are trying to have the best of both worlds, right? They're trying to have like Kung Fu guy that is like peaceful but fucking whips ass and but also like kind of doesn't give a fuck about anybody. Kind of like a nihilistic fucking like peaceful guy. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's but that's what people are, right? People are hypocritical and people are whatever the fuck. But so I thought his character was even good. I just think there should have been more to the movie. I thought the characters were so interesting that the movie could have actually been more. That's why I am kind of interested in a remake, because we know a remake is not going to be this fucking script. So we know the remake is might look at some of these situations and try to flesh out some shit a little bit more or whatever, you know. So as much as I'm usually not looking forward towards any remake, this is one it's like, fuck, I don't know, it could be whatever, you know, as long as, you know, whatever, as long as, I don't know. I just think this movie should have focused on different things. It's not just like, because they were really focusing on the idea of Keanu Reeves experiencing a different way of life and learning to kind of love that life. And I get that. I do. But it's like, I just felt like it should have felt more like an active investigation. It really felt like, why don't we check out this lead you have, man? All right. And then he just runs into a girl. Hey, teach me how to do that. All right, I'll teach you. Hey, hang out with these guys. Okay, now we're playing football. All right, now we're going to fucking ride bikes or do whatever extreme sports. Or it just didn't feel like an investigation. Right. But I'm saying, it wasn't an investigation into surfers that were robbing people. That's not what the movie was. It was him learning how to surf. But that's what I was led to believe the movie was about. The beginning of the movie, he's like, tell me what your fucking, like, clues are, man. You know, like, you think you're so... All right, I'll tell you. They're surfers. Then that was it. The investigation was over. Then he just hung out at the beach for the rest of the movie.
They did pull people's hair out.
They did. There was
at one point in time...
And they're not investigating Swayze because they don't think it's him.
But that was even after, like, what, everybody died, right? Because they got a hair, right? After everybody died? Was that when they tested the hair?
No, they tested the hair, and then everyone got shot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because that's how he ran into the fucking dude on the board, right? Yep. So, but fucking anyway. Butt fucking. That's fucking what this movie was.
Butt fucking. Anyway.
But so I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I think this movie just has a million things for me. Like, it's not that it's a bad action movie either. When Keanu Reeves' fucking face was like facing the lawnmower, I felt the heat. I knew what was going on. I'm like, oh, dude. But maybe that's just psychological, that I fear, like, being pushed into a blade. So, would you put that into a movie?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't fear that? But, so, it's like, fuck. I mean, I don't want to recommend it, just because I didn't like it. But, like, the world likes it, right? The world, for some reason. But I've only heard people that are more in their, like, 30s or 40s like this movie. It's not like...
Oh, shit, that reminds me. There's a place... there's a play.
This is going to be very sarcastic, right?
Yeah, no, there's like a play where they play it's an audience participation play where they do Point Break.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that?
I've heard about it, yeah.
Yeah, it's like where they're making fun of it, obviously, but it's like they call people up from the audience like, you're going to be Johnny Utah, and you're going to be... Wow. They do
They perform it all.
So, yeah, I don't recommend it.
Fair enough. I gotta say that, like, for me, this is like a dream come true, you know, just like the round table talking about Point Break. Like,
really?
Point Break. That's Point Break.
That's Point Break.
Point Break.
Point Break?
No, you said it wrong. Point Break.
Guys, we only have like 2 audience members. We can't lose them both. Nick, are you still out there? No, but like... Yes, I understand what everybody's saying, and I tend to lean.
I don't fucking care if you understand.
I tend to lean on this side of, like the 30s and 40 something, where it's something that captured your imagination.
Calling me old.
Well, I'm right there with you, Tom. But it's something that captured my imagination for whatever reason. I think it was you came about that age where you could start seeing rated R,
right?
Action movies.
They got you on that point.
And this one is like nonstop adrenaline punch to the senses, right? I mean, isn't it?
Yes.
It is.
There's a lot of yelling in this.
There's yelling. There's heists. There's bank heists. There's raids. There's surfing.
Angry captors.
There's 2 bank heists.
There's only 2.
There's 2.
The first one is 90 seconds long.
But you're like, there's only. Sorry, Brent.
Yeah.
Even Heat only has 1.
Right.
I mean,
no way.
Yeah. No. There's 1.
No.
There's 1 bank heist.
I'm gonna watch Heat.
There's 1.
I know there's more than 1. There might only be 2, but still, I know there's more than 1. There's a first one and a last one.
They robbed. No, they robbed the armored truck in the beginning.
Well, what the fuck is that?
That's not a bank heist.
Sorry. It's still an adrenaline anyway.
Because I mean, there's a chase in this. I mean, like all the way through it. As I was watching it tonight, I just kept remembering everything that's still coming. I'm like,
there's
wow.
Roundhouse kicks.
There's roundhouse kicks.
Sideways kicks.
All out,
chicken and jeans.
Knockdown.
There's dog used as weapon.
Dog punt. There's jumping out of skydives.
Yeah.
Naked women kicking the shit out of people.
Yeah. I'm still kind of worried about that dog.
Jumping out of planes without a parachute.
Everything.
Come on.
Yeah.
Anything that you can imagine is in this film, and that's why I think that it will always, in my heart, be one of the action movie staples. Top 5 for sure. So I highly recommend it. If you haven't seen it, go out there and check it out. Definitely.
Books.
All right, so that's Point Break on the Saturday Night Freak Show. Next week is a surprise movie. Unless Tom's going to reveal what it is. It's because he doesn't know what it is. That's what it is. He doesn't know yet because it's going to be his last pick. So he wants to take some time. So join us next week for our surprise pick from Tom's library of strange and unusual.
As we say goodbye to Tom. I will remember you. Will you remember me?
We can edit.
Don't Yeah, please get rid of that.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be on record.